In the lush, vibrant canopies of Asia's great forests, a truly remarkable bird soars through the air with a sound like a rushing wind. This is the great pied hornbill, a creature of magnificent presence and vital importance. It is a bird that commands attention, not just for its striking appearance but for its extraordinary life story. With its enormous curved bill topped by a bright yellow and black casque, it looks like a visitor from a prehistoric age. This bird is not merely a resident of the forest. It is one of its most crucial architects, a feathered engineer whose daily activities help to shape the very environment it calls home. Its sheer size and unique behaviors make it a standout species among the world's avian wonders. The great pied hornbill is a giant among its kind, holding the title of the heaviest of all Asian hornbill species. When it takes to the sky, its powerful wings can stretch an incredible 2 meters from tip to tip, creating a distinctive whooshing sound with each beat. This audible wing beat is a signature of the hornbill, announcing its passage through the forest with a rhythm that echoes through the trees. Its considerable size is not just for show, it allows the bird to travel vast distances in search of food. This mobility is key to its role in the ecosystem, enabling it to connect different parts of the forest and carry out its essential duties as a seed disperser across a wide and varied territory. This magnificent bird has earned a very special nickname, the gardener of the forest. This title is a testament to its profound impact on the health and regeneration of its woodland habitat. The hornbill's diet consists mainly of fruit, especially the ripe, energy-rich figs that grow high in the canopy. It uses its massive bill with surprising dexterity to pluck fruits from branches, tossing them into the air before swallowing them whole. This appetite for fruit is the very reason it is so indispensable. The hornbill doesn't just eat, it participates in a fundamental cycle of life, ensuring that the forest continues to grow and thrive for generations to come, a true steward of its green kingdom. As the hornbill digests the soft pulp of the fruit, the seeds inside pass through its system unharmed. When the bird flies to a new location, sometimes miles away from the parent tree, it eventually excretes these seeds. This process, known as seed dispersal, is absolutely vital for the forest. By carrying seeds far and wide, the hornbill helps new trees to sprout in different areas, preventing overcrowding and promoting genetic diversity. It plants the future of the forest, ensuring that new generations of fruit-bearing trees will grow to support countless other species. Without this feathered gardener, many forests would struggle to regenerate, making the hornbill a keystone species in its habitat. When the time comes for a female great pied hornbill to lay her eggs, she embarks on one of the most astonishing nesting behaviors in the natural world. She seeks out a large, hollow cavity high up in an ancient tree, a safe and secluded chamber to begin her family. But this is no ordinary nest. This will become her fortress, her nursery, and her entire world for several months. It is a commitment that demonstrates incredible sacrifice and trust. The female hornbill chooses her nesting site with great care, for once she enters, she will not leave for a very long time. This self-imposed confinement is a remarkable strategy for protecting her vulnerable offspring from the many dangers lurking in the forest. Once the perfect hollow is found, the female enters the cavity, and an extraordinary construction project begins. She and her mate work together to seal the entrance, leaving only a tiny, narrow slit open to the outside world. They use a mixture of their own sticky droppings, mud, and regurgitated food particles to build a hard protective wall. This barrier effectively turns the tree hollow into a secure vault, impenetrable to predators like snakes or monkeys that might try to steal the precious eggs. The female is now completely sealed inside, a willing prisoner in her own home, dedicating herself entirely to the task of incubation and motherhood in this ultimate lockdown. Inside this dark, safe chamber, the female hornbill lays her clutch, which usually consists of 1 or 2 white eggs. For nearly 4 long months she will remain within these wooden walls, a period of intense vulnerability and complete dependence. During this time she undergoes a full molt, shedding all her flight feathers at once. This leaves her temporarily flightless, making the protection of the sealed nest even more critical. She cannot forage, she cannot fly, and she cannot defend herself from any threat that might breach her fortress. Her survival, and the survival of her future chicks, rests entirely on the diligence and commitment of her partner. This nesting strategy is a marvel of evolutionary adaptation. By sealing herself away, the mother hornbill creates the safest possible environment for her eggs. The constant temperature and humidity inside the tree cavity are ideal for incubation, and the solid wall keeps predators at bay. It is a high-stakes gamble, as her life is now in her mate's metaphorical hands, but it is a strategy that has proven successful for generations of hornbills. This period of isolation is the ultimate act of maternal devotion, a testament to the lengths a mother will go to ensure the safety and success of her young in the wild and competitive world of the forest. While the female is sealed inside her nesting fortress, the male hornbill's work truly begins. He now bears the sole responsibility for feeding his mate and, eventually, their chicks. This is a relentless, demanding task that requires constant effort and vigilance. From dawn until dusk, he must patrol his territory, foraging for enough food to sustain his hidden family. His life becomes a continuous cycle of searching, gathering, and delivering. He is their only link to the outside world, their sole provider and protector. The success of the entire breeding season depends entirely on his ability to find sufficient nourishment and return safely to the nest, day after day, for months on end. The male's deliveries are a masterclass in precision and care. He arrives at the nest tree and calls out to his mate, who responds from within. He then carefully passes food items through the narrow slit in the sealed entrance. His diet for her is varied and nutritious, consisting primarily of ripe fruits like figs, which are rich in sugars and energy. He delivers them one by one, a constant stream of sustenance, but fruit alone is not always enough. To provide essential protein, especially as the chicks begin to grow, he also hunts for small insects, lizards, and sometimes even bats, ensuring his family receives a well-rounded and healthy diet. This feeding ritual is a display of incredible teamwork and trust between the pair. The male must be a skilled and efficient forager, knowing exactly where to find the best fruiting trees, which can be scattered across many miles of forest. He stores the food in a special pouch under his tongue, allowing him to carry a substantial amount back on each trip. He might make dozens of visits to the nest each day, a tireless courier driven by instinct and devotion. His commitment is absolute. If anything were to happen to him during this critical period, the female and her chicks sealed inside the nest would inevitably perish. The male's role extends beyond just being a provider. He is also the guardian of the nest. He must remain alert to potential threats, chasing away rival hornbills or predators that might venture too close to the nesting tree. His constant presence and loud calls serve as a deterrent, warning others that this territory is occupied and fiercely defended. This period is a test of his endurance, his resourcefulness, and his courage. It is a partnership built on an unbreakable bond, a shared commitment to bringing the next generation of hornbills into the world against all odds. After weeks of patient incubation inside the dark, sealed nursery, the eggs finally hatch. The arrival of the chicks marks a new chapter in this remarkable lockdown story. The mother, who has been alone with her eggs for so long, now has her tiny, helpless offspring to care for. For the first few weeks, she remains sealed inside with them, feeding them the food brought by the ever-faithful male. The demand for food increases dramatically, and the male must now work even harder, doubling his efforts to feed not just his mate but also his rapidly growing babies. The nest, once quiet, is now filled with the faint chirps of new life. When the chicks are a few weeks old and have grown stronger, the mother decides it is time for her to rejoin the outside world. Using her powerful bill, she begins to break down the hardened wall that has been her prison and her sanctuary for months. She emerges into the daylight, weak and with freshly grown flight feathers, but she is free. However, the story doesn't end there. In a final, incredible twist, the young chicks work from the inside to reseal the nest entrance themselves. They will remain in their safe, wooden fortress for a few more weeks, now being fed by both the male and the newly freed female. With both parents now foraging, the chicks receive a constant and abundant supply of food, allowing them to grow quickly and develop their strength. The parents work in tandem, a coordinated team dedicated to raising their young. This final period of confinement gives the chicks the best possible start in life, allowing them to mature in safety until they are strong enough to fly and face the world. When they are finally ready, they break out of the nest for good, taking their very first flight and joining their parents in the forest canopy. The family will often stay together for some time, with the parents teaching the juveniles how to find food and navigate their forest home. The great pied hornbill's extraordinary breeding cycle highlights its crucial role in the ecosystem. As a gardener of the forest, its very survival is linked to the health of the trees that provide it with food and shelter. In turn, the forest depends on the hornbill to disperse its seeds and ensure its future. This intricate relationship is a perfect example of the delicate balance of nature. Protecting these magnificent birds and their ancient nesting trees is not just about saving a single species, it is about preserving the entire forest ecosystem, a living, breathing world that depends on the tireless work of its most majestic gardener.